Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this episode number 205 on the Good Morning Guys podcast. And this morning, we are catching you up on what's new news for the Quadfecta. And hopefully, you as well. Thank you, Joiner, for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we discuss the game of life. I am one of your hosts, as is tradition, the Brazilian mountaineer and transition ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. Next to me, the judge, the jury, and executioner of fake news and spoilers, Patrick Novosel.
Well, good morning, guys.
Good morning. To his left and my right, the man who can make you laugh in 3 words or less or your money back, Ronnie Johantis.
Hi.
That was quite the pregnant pause.
People are going to look at their phone like, huh.
Apparently that pause had triplets.
I almost said you were muted. And I was like, no, his lips did not move. They did not move. You're not getting me, Ronnie Johantis. Ronnie Joseph. All right. Our final member of the Quadfecta. He's got music in his heart, battle royales on his brain, and La Carreta in his old stomacho, Marc Boucher.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. All right. If you are a new joiner, welcome. This morning we are sharing what's new with us. Then right after this, we will be re-revealing our top 100 GOAT video games. And then there will be a new PlayStation Plus premium episode dropping later this week. The old PSPP is coming at you very soon, so stay tuned. But
Is it?
Is it?
I knew by the look on his face. It's like, is it?
All right. Well, if we got one, we got one.
Yep. All right.
Stay tuned.
Just stay tuned. You never know when it's going to happen. You might have to stay tuned for days, but still stay tuned. With that, Patrick, since you're in doubt, why don't you go ahead and share what's new with you, my friend?
Yeah. This past week was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
So every Wednesday, my boss and I, we have a 1 hour chat, and we go over things that are going on in my world, things that are going on with the team, development opportunities, things that I can do with the team, a whole bunch of different things. And so we had this one on our past Wednesday, and usually she's like, hey, want me to go first, or do you want to go first? And this time she's like, why don't you go first, and then just leave 10 minutes for me to cover a few things, which is normal. So we talked for 45 minutes over the items I wanted to talk about. And then the last 15 minutes, she's like, okay, I have a couple things. She goes over a couple things, and then she slides a paper across the desk and says, you're being promoted.
Oh, I thought it was going to be, do you like me? Yes or no? Circle, yes
Yikes.
or no.
This is
as a boss, Mark, get your head out of the gutter.
Yeah, okay.
I will not be sliding a note like that to Mark.
I appreciate that.
Please do it.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a huge surprise. It wasn't like my anniversary at work. It wasn't, during pay increases, the merit increases in February. So it just came out of nowhere, and it was nice surprise.
Nice.
Congrats, man. Yeah, it felt really good to be recognized, for the hard work I've been doing and things like that.
So now your senior transponster is your new title.
That's not even a word.
Yes, it is. I looked it up. They added it.
It is now.
No, so I was associate manager, and then they just axed the associate off of it, and then now I'm manager. So nice. I guess it's more of like I guess they were giving me a trial period to see how I did, and then they promoted me to regular manager. I'm no longer assistant to the regional manager. Yes, I did. Apparently I'm doing okay. So it was really nice to see that. So, and it was the night before we were thinking about taking a family trip to Florida next year, and I didn't know how we were going to pay for it. So, and then the next day this happens, and I'm like, well, I guess we can go to Florida now.
Nice.
Where are you going in Florida, and when are you going?
We are going to Destin.
Oh, okay.
And we are going the second week in August or the first week of August, something like that.
Okay, so not even, well, kind of close to when we're going to Disney, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
When are you going to Disney next year?
We are going September 10th through the 16th.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll just make it a longer stay in Florida.
There you go.
I'll just wait till you
just
come
stay a
on,
month.
come on by. Yeah.
Yeah, just work from Florida. That'll be great.
I mean,
It'll be great.
I mean, we can work from home. It's possible.
say.
Mark does
Yeah,
it every
exactly.
single day. So
Exactly.
and so does Ronnie. So it definitely is possible. I can work from home wherever I want. And so I had one of my team members. She was in Florida, and then she moved to Pittsburgh and didn't miss a day of work because of work from home. Just like you can just get up and move and still work from home.
Yep.
So yeah, that was really nice. On the movie front, I watched this movie called Prey on Hulu. It's like the
Did you know?
prequel of sorts to the Predator franchise. It's based in like the 1700s. I'm not a big Predator fan. I mean, like I enjoy them. It's not like they're not gonna fall on my top movies of all time kind of thing, but I enjoy them. I'm entertained by them. And this one was really good. Like this drops on Hulu, and I was like, it's a Hulu movie. Usually Hulu movies are like the poor man's Netflix kind of thing. So it's like, I was like, I heard good things, and then Mark said it was good, and so I was like, all right, well, I will go ahead and check it out, and it was really good. Not as action oriented as RRR. By any means.
I mean, can any movie be that action oriented?
I don't know. It's like when you, like, Ronnie, when you played Elden Ring, you're like, nothing really can compare to this, kind of thing. So it was good. I mean, those guys, it was a nice storyline. The actors and actresses that were in it, I've never even heard of them before, never even seen them before. It was pretty much no names, which was kind of refreshing to see some more no names kind of thing. So
yeah.
And it turned out the main actress is the relative or niece or daughter or something like that from the voice of Nightwolf from Mortal Kombat.
Cool connection.
Yeah. So I enjoyed that movie. I would give it a 8 out of 10. I mean, it was pretty good.
All right.
I would recommend anybody who likes Predator movies to check it out, because it was nice, because it was just about Predator. It wasn't about like it's about a Native American tribe, the Comanche tribe. Mm-hmm. And it's just that tribe. You don't worry about other tribes getting in the mix and all that. It's that tribe versus the Predator, which was a very like simple story, but it was really cool, very action oriented, Predator stuff and all that stuff. So nice. I really enjoyed it. On the gaming front, still doing WWE 2K22, still doing Apex Legends. I played some more of Multiverses with you, Lucas, this past week.
You did.
And yes, it is fun. It's a fun game. We did previously, right before we played Multiverses, I think we played the Turbo Golf Racing, which is like the Rocket League golf, and that game, it's not as fun as Rocket League. And it feels like there's something missing with that game. Like it's
interactivity,
fun.
Like you're just like playing alongside each other, like as ghosts.
I wish there was some more interactivity. I think that's it. I think someone else hitting your ball, or if you had like,
which would be pure madness
Mario Kart,
if they let you do that.
Because you have power up. You have power-ups that you can pick up, like, but it's just a missile or turbo boost. Like if there was a way to, like, you could put down like I don't know, bananas or something stupid to like to Mario Kart it up a little bit, but it seemed bare bones. It is a beta. It feels like there was only one audio track on the game that just played over and over and over again. And I'm like, man, I wanted to turn the audio all the way off and just turn on Spotify, or just not even listen to the music, because it was just the same over and over again. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if I'll jump back into it. I'll keep it installed on my system in case we ever have like a party night or whatever. It is a good party game. I'm not sure if there's split screen or not, but it was a good party game online for sure. And the last thing, I've been working my way through As Dusk Falls. I'm now on chapter 5 of 6 chapters. So I'll leave it at that. I know we're going to have a little bit of spoiler cast later on this week talking about book 1. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's about it for me on the life and games front.
Nice.
Who's next? Ronnie?
I'll go next.
Yeah.
On the movie front, I have nothing. On the game front, I have still been playing Ark. So we're kind of working our way through the bosses on this new map.
Surprise.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, my gaming life has been consumed by that again. So I just have to ride this wave out, and then I can play other games.
Man, that's crazy. How do you just like fall back into a game and just like you're like deep into it?
Yeah, I wouldn't have fallen into it if it hadn't been. So I think this map came out in June. So it is like a pretty new one. So there's like a lot of new videos and things like that out there right now. There's a lot of new creatures and stuff like that in it. So it is kind of like a DLC, you know what I mean? If for a game that you really like or something like that.
I can't believe they dropped another map out when they've been working on this new Arc 2 that's supposedly coming out next year. That's crazy to me that they're still
it's
supporting
supposedly coming out next year, but they
We'll
just basically said 2023. So
yeah. Dates and release dates mean nothing in the video game world nowadays.
No, I can see it getting pushed back. The game's still a piece of crap, actually. It is. I mean, it's the same. It's the same crashing game. You know what I mean? Like it's unbelievable. They've actually fixed a lot of things since I played in the game. A lot of mechanical things and stuff that had been problems for a while. They fixed. And at first, I was really happy. I was like, okay, like they did a few things that they should have done a long time ago. And then my game would crash, and I'm like, oh, but they didn't fix that one, like the biggest one.
Oops.
So, yeah, it's just a part of it. Honestly, we just talk about the game and how bad it is, and then we just keep playing it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Living the dream.
Misery loves company.
That's exactly right. That's all me and Eric do, I think, for that reason. On the life front, I did have a little get together, a pool party, if you will. I actually had this pool party over at my mother's house, or my mom and stepdad's house. They have like just kind of a paradise in their backyard. Really, they have an in-ground pool, a tiki bar, which is a physical like structure next to the pool, and it is kind of way out there in the country, but it's like a little hidden gem. So I decided I wanted to have a pool party over there this summer, and just kind of invite my friends and some family, things like that. So we did that on Saturday. I actually was thinking all week that it was going to rain, and it really turned out to be like a wonderful day. Like it rained earlier on the day, and then sun came out, skies cleared up. It was just an awesome night for a party. So somebody was there.
Mark?
Who's that?
Did he road trip it?
Fly all the way
you?
up or road trip all the way up to you?
I mean, it would have been the same distance for you it is for me. My goodness.
I'm pretty sure. It is far out there.
I had to take a little siesta at the local motel because it was so far. My goodness. It took an hour to get there, but it was just like it was all side roads for 20 minutes, and I'm like, well, I don't know where I'm going. Like
It's
I'm
just
going
out there
through
in the
like
middle of a bunch of fields, really.
little towns that look like they're wild west towns, and I'm like, this is
This is all where I
what
was
is that,
raised.
a saloon over there?
this is where I grew up.
Yeah, but he's right. It was on the outside when you're driving into the driveway and you park, you get out, you're like, this is an unassuming house. And then you go in the backyard, and yes, this in-ground pool, tiki bar, he's got a whole bunch of, acres in the back, horse. There was a bear, there was just a ton of things over there.
Just hanging out, just a bear, just like
I forgot about him.
eating some honey.
Yeah, my dog, my mom's dog is a lab.
Yeah.
His name is Bear. He weighs about 135 pounds. And that sounds like the fattest dog you've ever seen. However, he's hefty, but he's just a monster.
Yeah, he's like the Andre the Giant of the dogs.
He is like actually a hippo.
Yeah, nice. Hairy hippo. If you shaved him,
Yeah.
could he get away with being like a hippo? Like just kind of have that look?
I don't know. I think it made me feel like lathered him up. Made him a little shiny, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
All right.
Bear's paws were as big as my dog, the entirety of my dog.
Bear
He
has
was
this
huge.
thing. He has this thing. I kind of like warn everybody before getting in the pool because he gets in the pool. He actually like doesn't get out of the pool. It's hard to get him out. Um, but he will try and save people when they jump in. He tries to swim out to them, and his idea of saving is drowning them. There's no other way to put it. He swims out to where you're under the water, and he'll just be swimming over top of you, and it's impossible to get back up to the surface.
No, okay, this dog is so big. Like, this dog doesn't play with normal tennis balls. Like, the tennis balls that Bear was playing with were as big as beach balls. And he would just he would unhinge his jaw or whatever, and he would get his mouth all the way around this huge tennis ball. It was insane how big this tennis ball was. I'm like, and then he puts his mouth on it and just breaks it.
They all pop. Yeah.
Does he have a
Dang.
saddle or something? Goodness.
Yeah, you don't want to get on him. He's a wild man.
Yeah,
He's not old enough to be calm yet. He's only 2 years old.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he still has that mentality. Like he just wants to fight you all the time.
He's a big baby. He was, you see a big dog like that, but it's a
Yeah.
lab, so you're like, labs are good. So
Yeah.
very, very friendly.
That's like my father-in-law, my in-law's dog. He's a Doberman, and he's big. He's a big guy. I don't think he's as big as Bear, but
Probably taller, I bet though.
Yeah, he's pretty tall and pretty, built. And dude has a skull of steel, and his way of saying hello to you is
Breaking your kneecaps.
no, worse than that.
Eating
Yeah.
your
Oh,
kneecaps?
In the
No,
no
no.
square.
The old reproductive
yeah,
area.
nice little headbutt right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You gotta
Yeah.
wear a cup on your way over there.
Yeah,
That's gotta get to make sure you turn to the side every
yeah. I
time.
literally have to. Anytime he comes running, I have to turn around.
Shun
Yeah,
him.
he was really good though. My mom and stepdad were there most of the night. They left for a couple of hours to go out and do something, and I actually had to watch their dogs so I let them out. One of them did get out. I don't know if you were there for that, Patrick.
No.
We went to start the fire later that night, and there's a gate back there. And my mom told me, don't let the dogs pass the gate because Bear will get in the pond. And I was like, okay. So at that time, I was like, I don't care if he gets in the pond. This isn't even my dog. Like, he can do whatever he wants. So I opened the gate. What she didn't tell me, however, is that their other dog, her name is Bailey. She's a little tiny husky. She looks like a little coyote.
Mm-hmm.
She just absolutely bolted.
Oh my gosh.
No commands, just dead sprint across the field, just like a bolt of lightning.
Freedom!
So I had to run across the field, jump a fence, run down a long gravel driveway. I lost her for a little while and ended up across the street in like a neighbor's backyard. So it was something.
Nice.
Reminded me of my childhood, honestly. But yeah, it was a really great party. Honestly, it was a perfect day for it.
Mhm.
It was really laid back, nice and chill. Every time you invite, I think there were probably maybe like 20 people, something like that. I think that's probably about right.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was great. Eric, Bagel Man 09 grilled us out some burgers.
Oof,
He put,
man,
like,
were those burgers good.
They were. He put some like Greek seasoning on them. They were
Mhm.
fantastic. So, but that's it for me. I honestly, then Sunday, I just didn't do anything for the whole day. So
Sounds
Fantastic.
glorious.
it was great. It was great. How about
That's
you,
nice.
Mark?
Oh, okay. So on the gaming side of things, I had so much planned, so many plans, and none of them came to fruition. I had a very lackluster gaming week. Didn't get to stream this weekend. I actually downloaded Trek to Yomi to play that.
Yeah.
Did not get to that.
Okay.
There's still time. Still time.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna play it for sure. Still, I also want to play this game called I believe it's called Escape Academy. I think that's what it's called. It's on Game Pass.
That's one of the new ones?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to play that. Didn't even touch it. Did not get to any gaming this past week. And that is because we had family in from out of town. My wife's grandfather was in from Texas this past weekend. So
is he from Texas?
Yes.
So does he wear like a Texas like belt buckle? Does he have one of those? Does he come with a cowboy hat and all that?
Not that deep in Texas.
Okay.
No, but he is a school resource officer. He has law enforcement credentials.
All right.
So
School resource officer?
Like you get like supplies from him. Like, hey man, I need a
Pencil?
pencil holder, a pencil case.
yeah,
And then
that's it.
Wasn't like the
Tasha's the
DARE
Southern
person at every
Hemisphere
school, like
person.
the resource officer, like when we were kids? the
No,
DARE
he's
program?
basically the security at the school.
Why do they call him resource officer? Like, is he like behind a cage area where they keep all the supplies and they don't want the kids
Why
to
they
steal
keep
it?
all the metal ingots.
It's
and-
like Toys R Us. They have to walk
Hide
up with a little
because
paper
he is
slip
a-
and say, "Hey, I need a pencil that's pink."
because he is a resource if they need law enforcement intervention.
So does he have
That
a gun
sounds very
while
fancy.
in school and all that?
What's that?
He has a gun?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Probably.
sure he does. Yeah.
Man, why is he called a resource officer? It feels like it's
way
like,
less
hey,
threatening. That's for sure.
It does. It's like he's like a crossing guard or something. It just doesn't seem. I feel like it should be something better, like police officer.
Honestly, I
He was
I'm
that
with
for
Mark
many
on this. I
years.
thought they called them that.
Oh, so is he like retired and he just
Yes.
does this during the
Yes.
day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right,
Okay,
all right.
all
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, he was up on. He came up on Friday, and so we spent some time at my brother and sister-in-law's house where he was staying with them, hanging out and everything. And then Saturday morning we went. So Kristen and I, we have this kind of weekly date time thing. We go to this bagel place in Lynchburg. It's called The Bagel and I, and they serve New York style bagels, which I guess they're made a certain way. I don't know.
Yeah, they're made out of city smog and
and they're
taxi
all like, "Hey, I'm
tire
walking
rubber.
in."
Yeah, walk it in. Yeah, you take a
Old
bite. You're
used
like,
gun.
"Hey, yo, what are you doing? What are you biting in for me for?
No,
Come
apparently
on."
the reason
That sounds like a Family Guy skit.
Yeah, it does.
probably is.
New York bagel. Hey, yo, I got a hole here.
Actually, most New York style
They do a
bagels,
whole
they don't
show
really
like
have
that.
a hole actually, but
Wow. way to
Yeah,
call
there's
me out.
there's a deli right by work, and it's a New York deli. And one of my coworkers was going there, and I was like, "What is New York deli?" He's like, "I don't know, I'm just going." So
It's
he
got
went.
New York in it. It's
I
got to be.
was like,
Cool.
I don't know. What does that mean?
well, we looked it up because we're like, what makes a New York bagel a New York
Yeah.
bagel? And apparently the tap water in New York that they cook these bagels with has like a whole bunch of minerals and things like that.
Sewage and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, you got it.
Important sewage minerals. That's why the Ninja Turtles are so awesome. They got all the New York City sewage
This is where the
minerals in their
Ninja
body.
Turtles are.
They had a little help with that. But
Got the secret ooze.
But yeah, so we went there on. Oh shoot! Hold on a second.
8 days a week, you got a
There we go.
10%
day.
chance.
Sorry, I had some computer issues, so I was trying to get that
okay.
fixed.
Those computers.
So yeah, so we went there on Saturday morning. That's usually our thing that Kristen and I do, but this time the whole family came along. And
That's an awkward date.
Well, then at that point it wasn't a date; it was time
Oh,
with family.
okay. I thought you still
You're
did it.
Infringing
You're
on
like,
my
no,
own-
we're still doing this.
Yes, so we sat at one booth and they sat at another.
Yeah, exactly.
table.
You guys can come if you want, but you can't sit with us.
Chris is like, hey, I'm trying to talk to my husband.
No big whoop.
I'm eating my bagel.
What is she from Princess Bride? What is this?
All right, I might not do a New York accent for a female very well.
Yeah, you should probably stop.
Yeah, I probably should. Good call. Thank you for reminding me. Sorry, Kristen, for ruining your New York accent.
The New York accent that she doesn't have.
Yeah, well, she could have one.
She
She
could.
could if she tries hard enough.
She
Yep.
could. But she's from North Carolina, so that's not happening. But anyway, yeah, so we went because the family decided, yeah, we want to try it out. So we all went to this restaurant, and it's great. It's actually a Christian-owned restaurant, Christian-owned bagel place. Had a great time there. Great food, as always. And then after that, we went to, there's actually like this mini zoo / aquarium that is in our mall here. And it is
Quite
called,
a combo.
and it is called SeaQuest.
Ooh, I love that show.
Sounds like you have a speech
Oh
impediment.
wait, was that Johnny Quest? I might be getting that mixed up.
So,
I mean,
Ryan
I think there
Seacrest.
was a SeaQuest TV show.
Oh no, it was. I remember. Yeah, there was a SeaQuest. It had no, that didn't have MacGyver. That was Stargate. But no, I remember one of the stars of that show. The character's name was Lucas, and I thought it was so cool. It was the first time I'd seen
Yep.
a character with my name on it.
I remember that show.
Yep.
Very limited knowledge of that show, but
Yeah, it was one of them. I think it was one of those one season shows. I'm pretty sure.
gotcha.
Yeah, pretty special.
But yeah, so we went there on Saturday, and it's actually a pretty nice place for, what it is. There are lots of cool animals that I had no idea that we even had in Lynchburg, but they are able to actually ship some over. Apparently, like they had a wallaby, they had capybaras, they had savanna cats, like all sorts of just random stuff. Like I didn't expect to see that at all in a place like Lynchburg. And of course, they had a whole bunch of different types of sea life and everything. Fish and sharks and eels and all that kind of stuff. All kinds of fun stuff.
Nice.
They actually gave you like a certain amount of tokens that you could use to go to these stations where you could get like food and stuff to be able to feed the animals and stuff like that if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went with, obviously the whole family, which included my nephew, who is of that age to kind of be able to appreciate that. And so he was super excited to be all up in that and enjoying all the fun animals and everything. And then after that, we chilled out for a little bit, and then of course we did our La Carreta excursion.
As is tradition.
Yep. Yeah, that was a great time. And then we kind of had to switch to the other side of the family, and we went with my family. We met up with them for a game night. That we met at my my sister's boyfriend's house, and he had his kids over, and she had one of her kids over, and my parents were there, and had a fun time of just hanging out. And we played some of Heads Up. You guys have played that game before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we played some of that.
Old classic.
So that was a fun time. A lot of screaming involved. Like teenagers, especially teenage girls, like, oh my gosh, I can't understand why they scream everything, but they do. But no, it was a lot of fun. And then Sunday we went, of course, after the normal church thing, we went and met up with my wife's side of the family once again, because Kristen's grandmother's birthday was this past Thursday, and so we met at an Outback Steakhouse for lunch, which was,
had a shrimp on the bobby.
no, more like a chicken on the bobby. But
Okay, close enough. I don't know why I'm talking like this now, but I am.
But no, it was great food, great time. They had awesome cake, which is always good. And by the time
Cake on the bobby.
I don't know why I knew that was coming.
Love me some
that
cake
sounds
on the
fantastic.
bobby. It just melts right off.
Oh
goodness.
man.
But yeah, so by the time we got back from that, and you know me, I'm an introvert, so I just kind of need to need to chill out. I need to
Mhm.
Yeah.
recharge my batteries.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I was just zonked out by the time we got home from all of the hanging out with family and going out here, there, and everywhere.
Oh man, I bet.
That I was just I was gonna stream on Sunday night because I knew that we were gonna be going to SeaQuest on Saturday, so that kind of goes in between my normal stream time. So I was like, yeah, we'll do it on Sunday night. And by the time Sunday night came around, I was like, nope, absolutely not.
Nope.
But yeah, no, it was a great weekend all overall, even though it was very, very tiring. I watched Prey as well.
Nice.
I thought that was a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like you said, for a Hulu movie, like that could have been in the theaters.
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
But yeah, I thought it was great. The story was very straightforward, nothing too crazy out of the ordinary or anything. And although it was just kind of funny that randomly like the French show up in the movie and like, oh,
Spoilers.
okay.
Oh man, so there was a lot of subtitles, and it was for me. It was subtitles in the language that they were speaking. I was like, the subtitles make no sense to me. Then, like, why are like was that for you, or did you have some sort of like English subtitles? Because mine weren't.
No, I'm not. When they were speaking in French, it was the French subtitles.
Yeah, I wish
Oh, that's fun.
that was my only gripe of the movie, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm just gonna figure it out. I'll just wait till they're done talking and find out what they're gonna do to to follow the story, because I have no idea what they're saying. And it's the Comanche language or whatever Native American language that they were. It's Comanche. Okay, so the Comanche and then the French, and I'm just like, well, why don't they just do English subtitles? What is happening here? And then like some of the subtitles would be both in Comanche and in English. I'm like, I don't know. This makes no sense.
Yeah, it was a little weird. But the interesting thing is this movie actually, this is the first time that they made a dub in Comanche. Like there's another version of this where you can watch it entirely in Comanche.
Oh, that's cool.
With
That's really
English subtitles.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first time any movie has ever done that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was pretty awesome. I thought about watching it again with that, but I hadn't at this point. Kind of ran out of time. But yeah, I mean the Predator was cool in the movie. The main actress, I want to say it's Amber. It's like Thunderhead or something. Like that.
Her last name is like something really cool.
I mean, because she's obviously Native American. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me pull it up.
Yeah, I apologize. Normally I would know that, but cannot remember it off the top of my head. Amber
Mid Thunder.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that with thunder in it. So apologies. Yeah. I think I was reading I think it's Infinity Bro Jarrett, that she's like registered on the reservation that the area that he lives in, which is pretty cool.
I think so.
Well, that is
I
neat.
heard that too.
Yeah. But yeah, overall solid movie. Like I'd say 8.5 out of 10. Green pieces of Predator goop, blood.
Good old Predator goop.
Yep.
Blood.
Blood.
Goop blood.
But yeah, no, I had a great time with it. But that has been pretty much. Oh, I have one more thing I want to mention.
Oh, but there's more.
There is one more thing. So Patrick talked about his promotion at work, and I have a little thing that I would like to show for show and tell time, if you will.
On an audio podcast. Can't wait to hear it.
Well, for those on the
Hold on,
audio
don't
podcast,
wait. Oh no, don't show it yet. Oh, you gotta tell them the story.
Okay, cool.
So what is it? Why did you get? What happened? What led to you getting this gift?
Okay, so Pat does this thing at work for the team, where if you do something that's like super out of the ordinary, excellent in terms of customer service, just like above and beyond, something like that. As we all know, Pat's a huge wrestling fan. And so if somebody does something like that and he's able to, catch that, he awards that person on the team basically with a WWE championship belt, like an actual belt. And it's kind of like the employee of the month kind of thing, or something to that effect.
Yeah, and nobody has gotten this belt since October of 21. That was the last time I awarded it to anyone.
Yep. And so I apparently did something out of the ordinary that Pat was able to catch, and because of that, I got me the belt.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So
Did you wear it home, like just to show Kristen that you were the champ?
Yeah, and I'm surprised. I have not gotten a picture sent to the entire team of you holding that belt.
that needs to happen, I suppose.
And it needs to happen.
Yep. No, I have not worn it yet. It looks kind of small for me.
You wore it over your shoulder.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do. It was
Without
kind
a shirt, you need to go shirts and skins. Kristen wears a shirt, you go skins.
Wear like
Way to go.
a
You're
singlet.
gonna have to grease yourself up and everything, honestly.
Yeah, grease them up.
To go all out, you know.
Good night,
Spray with
everybody.
oil.
you gotta
Saw that
set
coming.
the tone for everybody else that gets it after you.
Yeah,
You got to put your costume on.
yeah. Where's my leotard? Yeah.
This is that one
Yep.
strap singlet.
I'll take the Andre the Giant, please.
Yes.
But yeah, I was pretty pumped and honored about that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, a little background for I was listening to, so Mark took a call from a celebrity of sorts, and when he had said that, I was like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and listen to the call. I got 15 minutes, so I listened to the call, and I'm just listening, and then just out of nowhere, Mark starts saying something that he was never trained to say. It's not a requirement to say, but he took his experience and took his knowledge and just incorporated it into his calls, which was really surprising. And I just sat up from my desk. I'm like, that is amazing. I hope everybody on the team does it. So I took a clip, I uploaded it and sent it to everyone saying, hey, this is how you should end the call. Like it was really good.
you're too kind.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good highlight of last week, work wise, that made me feel good. But yeah, that's been pretty much it for me. Lucas, how was
Alrighty
your
then.
week, sir?
It was pretty good. Not great, not bad. Just
It was meh.
good. It was meh. It was kind of like I got a lot of hope during the week because my toe was a healing and I was feeling good. Like probably a few days after we had, talked and met last week, I kind of got some confidence back and putting some weight on the toe, and I was walking normally. And then over the weekend, I tripped up the steps,
No.
which I have
Oh my goodness.
I have done before. I got them spiral staircases that are very much like some kind of trap from the 18th century.
Now, did you have some like flip flops on, and like the flip flop went underneath
I
the
had-
stair, and your foot
No.
went on the stair?
I had slippers on. Like, I should have been good. Like, these are not like, sissy slippers. These are like slippers that got some rubber soles on them. And,
House slippers. Yeah.
Big boy slippers?
big boy house slippers.
Yeah.
So I'm walking up the stairs. I'm holding laundry. Like, I'm trying, like, not a laundry basket, just like a few things of laundry that I need to hang up. I'm trying to be a good, dutiful husband and dad and helping my family out with the laundry. And I'm walking up the steps and my toe just goes too far, like too close to the step. And so I clip the front of it and it keeps going. And then I land on the big toe. And needless to say, my brain said a lot of things, but thankfully I did not say them out loud. And I was in a lot of pain. I caught myself on the banister, which our banister is made of wrought iron. And it is not nice to grab on, to scrape your hand on.
No.
I definitely made my hand go numb. There's still actually a little pain just in some of the joints where I hit so hard. So it kind of set me back a few days. So that was kind of a bummer. And then other than that, I've just been having the most vivid dreams for the past week, like night after night. And they're the most vivid and weird dreams. And so I'm going to tell you one of them that happened last night because it's the one I remember the most. And I think it's been a minute since I shared with you guys one of my crazy dreams.
Story time, guys.
Story time. So I'm in Seinfeld's apartment. I'm hanging out with Kramer and his girlfriend that, it doesn't matter who she is. She was just Kramer's girlfriend. And I reach in to get some cereal for Kramer or myself or for both of us. And when I pull my hand
into the
out,
cabinet to get some cereal?
I did. I reached into the cabinet. I should have let Kramer do it because he's usually the one that gets the food out of the cabinet, but I did it instead. And when I brought my hand out, I had two like small buzzsaw blades in the palm of my hand.
Oh.
And I was like, what the what?
You're going to want to avoid those.
And I immediately start to just be like, okay, we need like a towel or something, got to wrap this thing up, and
Band-Aids.
we can't touch it. We got to take it to the hospital and have them remove it. And Kramer, being Kramer, was like, oh no, you got to take that out. And he rips them out of my hand. Like just pops them right out. And I'm like, in the dream. That's the sound I made. Exactly. And yeah, so blood's pouring out, and thankfully the girlfriend had her wits about her, and she grabbed a towel, wrapped my hand. They took me to the hospital. I'm laying there, and the nurse/surgeon lady is about to operate on my hand, and she gets a phone call, and she puts it on speaker, of course, because there's no privacy at a hospital. And she starts talking to DJ, who is someone that I've played Destiny 2 with Chris the Rock on a morning Saturday stream. And they're talking together, DJD's watching their kids, because apparently this nurse surgeon lady is either his wife, his girlfriend is, he's the baby daddy. I don't know their relationship. I just know that this is their kids they're talking about. And they're having small talk, and she sews me right up, and I'm as good as new. And she gives me a little sack lunch to take with me.
Now that is service.
How hospitable of her.
It was very nice. It was very nice sack
That's
lunch.
the most unrealistic thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know.
You just get a bill when you leave there. You don't get
Yeah, exactly. She gave me a sack lunch. She's like, "You were such a good patient. Here's a sack lunch."
That's what you hang on to, Ronnie.
I would throw that out because that's probably hospital food.
The
That's
buzzsaws
true.
that were in the cereal box was like,
You never know about those. They can be anywhere.
Those new
Yeah.
toys that they have in the cereal box are rough, man.
These new
Yeah.
toys are extreme.
Good
don't do
rule
it.
of thumb: don't keep those in the cabinet.
That's right. Do not leave mini buzzsaw blades in the cabinet. And so I walk out of the hospital, and immediately I'm on a trail in a Montana type scene.
It's not
scenery.
even over.
I'm in a park. Like I'm in
the
Yosemite,
multiverse.
or
That's why they gave
Yeah.
you the lunch, probably.
they exactly. It was
What
like for my
was in
field
that
trip.
lunch?
No, and what's funny is I walked out of the hospital, and I was on a field trip. Like I was on a school field trip with my lunch. And I can't tell
You knew.
from, like,
She
looking
knew you were
back
on a
on
field
the
trip.
She did. I was actually one of her kids.
Hey, don't forget your lunch.
Yeah. Now that I've fixed your buzzsaw hands. And so I go on this field trip. I'm with I don't know if it's kids from my old youth group or like pocket students that Mindy would, be caring for that I know from substitute teaching, but we're on a little trip at like Yellowstone or Yosemite or whatever, walking
You
around.
are just all over the world.
That's exactly right. And we go into this little cabin, and I sit on this little porch swing, except it's inside the house and it's in front of a window. And the only way you can look out the window is when you swing forward. And so look out the window, see the scenery, then it swings back and you can only see the floor. And then it swings back and you look out the window, and then it swings back. And all of a sudden this old couple is sitting on both sides of me. And they're like, aren't those nice trees? And we just start talking about the trees. And the old man's like, you notice how there's that one big tree there? And then he goes on for, in the dream, what felt like an hour, just talking about nature. And I'm just like, I'm going to go
What
eat
were you
my
even
lunch
thinking
now.
about before you went to bed?
I don't know. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
It doesn't. And then from there, I ran into James, and there's more, but it's gotten fuzzy. James was there, or Tasha, maybe both of them. And
Doctor Strange sounds like
so
he was there giving you some portals to get throughout the
he
world.
He was. So there you go. That was my dream. So
Nice.
and that was life for this week. Hurting my toe, having dreams about buzzsaw blades in my hands, and sack lunches.
So my wife actually started using an app. Speaking of sleep and everything like that, she started using an app that records you at night when like certain
Oh yeah.
picks up certain things like if somebody starts talking in their sleep,
Right.
or if
Snoring,
somebody's
talking,
snoring,
whatever.
Like,
Yep.
yeah, apparently, I talk in my sleep, and she laughs in her sleep.
Nice. You're
She
like
must
telling
have
her
some
jokes.
good times. Yeah.
Like stand-up comedy.
The funny thing about that is Elizabeth has like a little bit of a laugh that she does every now and then as well. It's
Yeah.
the best. The first time I heard it, I was like, I'm out of here.
She's like,
But now it's just like,
And I'm about to tell you something, and
Uh-oh.
it's gonna embarrass me for quite some time.
all right, let's hear it.
so ready.
Apparently, I meow in my sleep.
I mean, that's not as bad. Like what? Like apparently, I cuss like pretty hardcore. in
Oh,
my sleep.
awesome.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like,
hey-o.
my wife's just elbowing me. Like, what is going
Screaming
on over
there.
there?
Clark's in the doorway with his eyes real wide. He's like, I didn't know that word, Daddy.
What's that word, Daddy?
What's that word?
Where'd you learn that from? You? I was like,
You bleeping. You bleeping dad. Oh man. That's crazy. Meowing in your sleep. I think that's too many exploding kittens, my friend.
Yep.
I blame exploding kittens.
Apparently.
For sure. That's right. On the gaming front, let's see. Pat, have you talked about what this month's GMG VGBC game are?
I have
is?
not.
Yeah, I have no
I
idea
am
anymore.
lagging on that.
You should throw it out there for our dear joiners.
Yeah, so the GMG VGBC, the Good Morning Guys video game book club games of the month are Injustice 1 and Injustice 2 stories. And each one takes about 4 to 5 hours.
4 to 5 farts. Okay.
It takes two farts in the wind. That's how long it takes.
Both stories together is just a normal 10-hour story game. So that's what we are playing this month. I played through Injustice 1 10 times, and then Injustice 2 probably just as much, because Injustice 2 is I think it's my number 2 most played game of all time. Played a lot of online with that one, but you don't have to play online for the book club. It's only the story. So that's what we're playing this month. And we will probably do a spoiler cast early on in September. So
Yeah.
it's free on Game Pass and PlayStation Plus and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure if you don't have it, it's probably like $3.
So get in there.
Yeah.
Be there or be square.
No, I'm pretty sure it's free on Game Pass. Both of them are.
I think
Good.
you're right.
Yep.
Very good. Well, I have not been rocking any fighting games like Injustice, but I, of course, have been rocking them roguelikes, as is tradition. But I realized this past week that in a number of them, I have gotten to the point where if I don't focus and really hone in on what I'm doing, I am not going to get anywhere fast. So I have to dwindle it down now to 1 or 2, especially Returnal, because this game will really punish you if you relax. Like, I'm just skipping along with my sack lunch and my gun and my little extra life, and I'm like, I'm good to go. And then what comes from around the corner? Some kind of alien, and he just lights me up, and it's over. So you got to be real careful. And it's with a number of the roguelikes I'm doing, like Slay the Spire, Hades. I've been turning up the heat little by little with those games, just playing them kind of casually, and now it's getting serious. So I'm gonna be focusing just on a few here in the coming weeks. So hopefully I will have some progress to report in the future. Okay. Besides that, as Patrick said, multiverses, it's not really anything deep, crazy, in depth. It's just simple button mashing fun. Unlocked the Iron Giant this past week, and he did not disappoint whatsoever, because in the first match I used him. We owned, and I owned him with the Iron Giant's rear end over and over again. I just pretty much did a butt squat right to the ground multiple times, and we won like super fast.
That's going to get nerfed.
It was hilarious.
It has to get nerfed, because he just did a butt bomb and they just died immediately.
I did like 2 or 3 butt bombs, and every time they were there, it was like, and they just like flew off the screen. Yeah, it's totally going to get nerfed. So I enjoyed it while it lasted. It was fun. The last thing to update on is Minecraft Dungeons. the kids and I think, are unofficially parting ways for a plethora of reasons. First of all, this last weekend they underestimated my power.
Just to clarify,
power.
when you say parting ways, you mean only in Minecraft dungeons.
Yeah, only
Not
in
just
Minecraft.
for the rest of your lives.
No, they haven't. Once they graduate, no. So the next time I say that will be when they graduate high school, and I'll be like, "We're parting ways," as in you're moving out.
Get out of my house.
You're finished.
Get out of my house. No, we're only parting ways and playing the game together as often as we were. I totally underestimated my power. I've been, like I told you guys, I've been playing those tower roguelike, the tower climb or whatever, and I've been getting some crazy good gear, some gilded weapons that are way above, like I'm like 20, 30 power levels above them now. And I accidentally started an Apocalypse Plus mission, and I'm just walking along casually in my gear, like killing stuff. And I kid you not, like my kids are dying within 30 seconds over and over. And my son is getting so angry. He's like, "Dad, you played it on Apocalypse Plus." Like he's getting all angry at me. I'm like, "Son, it's going to be okay. Let's just keep going." We powered through. I mean, the only thing that was keeping them alive is I have an axe that does the radiance magic, so that it heals everyone in the party every time I hit enemies and kill enemies. And so that's keeping them alive a little longer, but they're dying over and over and over. They die dozens of times. I raise them up, and we get there eventually. We get probably 3/4 of the way through the level, and the game crashes. And it's like... You can just hear a pin drop because we're just like, we have been suffering through this. I've been having to raise them to life, resurrect them every 5 seconds. And they're frustrated too because they've been dying over and over. And I'm like, let's just power through. It'll be okay. And so we didn't recover really. It was not okay.
And that game is notorious for crashing. And I don't understand why they haven't fixed that yet, because that's the way it was when it first came out, and it's still doing that. Man, that's
crazy. That's
so frustrating.
Yeah,
it sounds like the people from Arc made the same game.
Apparently, same makers. So I'm moving on from that. I'm definitely gonna be on the trophy hunt and on it. I'd like to get 100%. It's gonna take some work, but little by little I'll chip away at it. It's really fun. I want to see how far I can push the apocalypse mode, because you can go like plus 15. It's ridiculous, like 250 power levels. It gets crazy. But yeah, and then Tasha's just over it. So we're probably going to move on to either Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, which we only played the first or second episode. We didn't play very far, so we'll probably get into that, or Sackboy Adventures. So should be a blast.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, that's all for me. That's all for us, I think. How about you, their joiners? If you want to share what's new in your neck of the woods, then let's do some quick housekeeping, where we offer you towels, fluff pillows, topped with Andy's candies, and tip you off to how you can connect with the GMGU on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, and Instagram. You can share what's new with you. If you'd rather connect visually, there is YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch, where Marc's playing Battle Royales in The Legend of Zelda, who is also a royale. Is that how that works?
Sure, why not? I'll actually be streaming tomorrow night.
There you go.
As of recording, which is Tuesday night, 9 p.m.
Yep, check them out. I am playing them old roguelikes, and then randomness, of course. And then finally, one of our Canadian joiners, Chris the Rock, is playing one of our GMG VGBC book club games. I think Mad Max, little by little. And then finally, on Patreon and our merch page, you can support us and gear up. So click on that one link to rule them all, either in the show notes or you can type it out real quick, linktree.com/thegmgpod. Of course, if you can't toss your attention or a coin to your podcasters but are still the giving type, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Podchaser or Spotify. It helps us reach new joiners through stars, exclamation marks, and your feedback. So let your voice be heard, literally if you like, at 929 GMG Guys. Alrighty then, Pat, Marc, and Ronnie J, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners. Go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.